this event. Delise of Switzerland is drawn next to the inside, Letau on the inside. Jack Buckner, and you haven't seen another familiar figure, Marty Vania. The European Championship 5,000 metres final. And the rush to get to the front has started and get clear of trouble. Antibò, May, Cover, the three medalists in the 10,000 metres from Italy, they're up there.
And the man in gold medal position in the disc. Is in his photo. And he's a lead on his 60th. It's a very big throw. And he's got a wreck.
Antibò in front where he was in the 10,000 metres, and that's where he likes to be. Out-sprinted in the end to take the bronze medal. Cover in second place. The Portuguese, and the slap, 63 seconds, which is...
Well, it looks very fast, but it looks to me as though Antibò and Alberto Cover have decided to share the pace, because Antibò took the first lap and now Cover quite happily goes past him into the second lap. But we heard this morning that the Portuguese runners were going to set the pace between them, Leitão and Couto, because Couto is quite happy in here just to have a personal best time, whereas Leitão thinks he can get a medal, but he won't get a medal unless the race is fast, because we've got some of the fastest finishers in the world. And just to underline the strength of this field, I think it's one of the strongest fields in the games in terms of world class. We've got the first three from the Commonwealth Games, Steve Ovett, Jack Buckner and Tim Hutchings. We've got the first three from the 10,000 metres here, Stefano May, Alberto Cover and Antibò of Italy. We've got the second and third from the Olympic 5,000 metres, Riefel and Leitão. And we've got on top of that Marty Vania, who won the European 10,000 metres 1978 in Prague. So we've got a really world-class field, and what they've done today is they've decided to make it a world-class pace. The second lap, 64 seconds, so they're heading for around about 13 minutes 12 seconds, which is excellent running in a championship.
Cover leading Couto as it's pronounced, in second place, and the Portuguese now moving through. And these two athletes, by the way, from Portugal, are from the same club, the Benfica club. And like so many clubs on the continent, they are associated with the major football clubs and sporting, in big sporting areas. And indeed, the little guy who's taking up the lead there, Couto, used to be with FC Porto Athletic Club, which was also attached to a football club, obviously, before moving to Benfica. But the rumours were right. The Portuguese prepared to take it on. And Leitão in second place, don't forget, is the Olympic bronze medalist.
And right at the back of the squad is Steve Ovett. And I think it's fair to point out that he was an unhappy man at the end of the heats. He found himself sweating up pretty badly. He didn't want anybody to put any excuses out for him. But that's not the Steve Ovett of old, and I think we should recognise it even at this part of the race. He's hanging off the back of the pace, and it's too far off of the back for him to even be considered a medal hope or for him to look comfortable. I think he's sweating up already, and this is what worries him, is that he found in the heat he was finding himself a little short of breath and sweating much too heavily for him. And I know that his wife was out here watching him, is worried about that as well. He wasn't a happy man. He was a very sick man in Los Angeles. He's got back from that. He's had a blood test. He's had it checked. He's been down to Eastbourne, and with his coach and with his advisors there, they said he was okay to run, but they left the decision-making to him. And he certainly wasn't in championship form, but he felt that he couldn't drop out with anything other than a very good excuse. But I don't think that this is the day for Steve Ovett. I think he'll be happy to get rested at the end of this race.
Still maintaining the pace, 4 laps in 4:15. That's around 13:12, 13:13 pace. So we've got a real race. The two Portuguese lead. Cover in third place, fourth is Russo, 5 is Munkemeyer, and you can hear the chant in the background. Uwe, Uwe, Uwe. And that's for Munkemeyer, the 1,500-metre champion of West Germany, moving up now to the longer journey of 5,000 metres. Stefano May, the 10,000-metre champion, goes through into fourth place, and Steve Ovett still at the back. The other British athletes in midfield. Couto and Letau the Benfica club mates together. Kova follows, May behind him. Russo next, Riffle of Switzerland.
Actually, it's great to see a 5,000-metre race where they're competitive to get to the front. And just as I speak there, Alberto Kova takes the lead, so he wants a fast pace. Leitao wants a fast pace. It seems as though they all want a fast pace, but just drifting off the back of the field, Steve Ovett looks as though he doesn't want a fast pace. He has to start thinking now about getting back with the group, because if he goes much further off the back of the group, he's going to be in real trouble, because there's nowhere worse than being detached to the back of the group, especially when they're going fast.
And they've taken Steve Ovett along faster than he's ever been taken along before at this distance. You may have seen in the background the wave going around the stadium, and it continues. A really terrific atmosphere. That's Leitao in front. Followed by Kova, Russo, May. Then the big Bulgarian, Ignatov. Alongside him is Riffle. Tim Hutchins and Jack Buckner follow. Waino is just behind them. And Thibaut behind Waino and Munkemeyer, the West Germans, finding it very hard. Jack Buckner looking quite fresh and happy, 3-2-3, moving up in spite of the fast pace. Has slowed just a fraction, but not an awful lot. Portugal, Italy, Great Britain, Switzerland, Bulgaria, Great Britain. Leitao, Kova, May, Buckner, Riffle, Ignatov, Hutchins.
And I think this might well be the time that Steve ought to have a look at this and see whether he shouldn't pull out of the race, because I know that he's concerned that Rachel, his wife, is watching this. Matt Patterson, his training partner, is watching it. Harry's watching it. And if he's not feeling great, if he's not up for one of the medals, then he's sweating up already, and he really ought to make the decision to pull out.
Well, from there, it's going to be a miracle if he does get through for a medal, because when you look from a vet to the leading group, he's quite a way behind. I would say too far to make any impression. Leitao leads, Kova second, Buckner third, Hutchins 4, May 5, Russo 6, Riffle 7, Ignatov 8, Baeno 9, and Steve Ovett has dropped out by the lap marker, and probably a wise decision. He came round then, took a look at the lap marker, and he's walking now towards the exit. And this 5,000 metres, he's never been in love with this distance, and these high-quality international athletes have gone out there to really test people over the distance and race over the distance and not leave it to the fast finishers. Sad to see Steve go, but meanwhile, the battle for gold, silver and bronze goes on. Munkemeyer's in trouble now, so too the early pacemaker. So they come round now with 4 laps to go. Leitao leads. Hutchins on the coat. Behind Hutchins, plays back. Ruben is 5. Haley 6. Now Bulgaria 8. The lead to 9. I open the set.
And they've picked their way through the field, and I don't think either of them needs to go crazy at this point. Of staying through, staying pace. I hope they don't go too early, because he's now leaving very exposed for the thing up behind them. And Gorova and Stefano Russo and Jack and Riffle from Switzerland. I think was doing stuff they need, but you know, go behind the lead is another danger still too.
Well, that's all you get inside. No way back unless you go back down the file. Jack Buckner's got himself out of trouble, but Ignatov moves up outside him. 3 laps to go. Britain in front, Tim Hutchins. Perhaps sooner than he wanted to be. Kova, the Italian, who is the world and Olympic 10,000 metre champion, who lost his European title the other night, going now for gold at 5. Buckner goes through in 3rd place. And goes into 2nd place now. And the 2 Britons are really making a very, very positive move. 1 and 2. They're trying to drag the finish out of the others. Tim Hutchins, 4th in the Olympic Games. Probably hasn't run as well as that since, but he is today. And this is the important day. Buchner in second place. What will he do? Will he leave it late out? They go for the bell. Oh, father, he didn't do it. Oh, he's the 12-meter champion. 4-1. He's okay. But they're interesting.
I think Jack Buchner watching run really light here. Whatever happens, we'll keep the pace to get him.
Dropping the now to cut off. The Bills, good net of gun. Kova's on right back. He's in. And one of the even to brace. The follow Ignatov, the Bulgarian, running faster than he's ever run before, is fourth. A 62-second lap has sorted them out, and Tim Hutchins run it from the front. And surely that alone, at this stage of a major championship, deserves some reward. Buchner waits. Stefano May, if Buchner could only see him now, looking strong in third place, Ignatov in fourth place, the bell. And as I thought, Buchner makes the long run for home. This is sheer courage. This is where athletes exist on their guts and fighting instincts. The end of a fast race, and they still haven't got rid of the Italian 10,000-meter champion and the Bulgarian. Buchner gradually building up the pace all the way. May trying to get to him, and Buchner looks to see who it is and lets him go as May comes across a bit sharply, and Hutchins then ran into the back of Buchner, but May have gone too early. Buchner's still in with a big chance. May have made a tactical error, and the little Briton has a go at the Italian 10,000-meter champion, and if he can just keep driving, he's got the European gold. The Italian 10,000-meter champion is beaten, and Jack Buchner celebrates a European championship gold at 5,000 metres, a marvellous run. May second, and Tim Hutchins gets the medal he deserves as well. He took the bronze, and he got it because self-belief told him exactly what to do at a difficult stage of the race. He kicked in with a 62-second lap in the third lap from home, and that put paid to Kova, to Riffle, and to most of the dangerous people. But Buchner got it right. He hasn't got a short finish. He went for the long finish after a fast pace, and I suspected it would be at 400 metres, and as the bell rang, it was the signal for him to hit the front.